Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be grocery store plant shopping at the HEB location in McKinney, Texas. HEB is a local grocery store in Texas, and they've gotten some amazing plants. As always, I want to thank all of the plant foldies for tuning into the live premieres and also participating in the chats. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GrowFolds. Use the hashtag GrowFolds if you have any plant finds. But as you guys can see, it is late afternoon and I will be going into this HEB to see if we have some restocks. I know at the last HEB, they had some massive giant Ficus lyrata for $45. So we're going to see what kind of plants they have here. I really like the HEB grocery plant shopping videos just because I'm able to feature some really cost-effective plants. So I'm in the outdoor section right here. So, you know, it's awesome that this grocery store has like an outdoor section for like outdoor plants. They sell mainly native plants or plants that are more suitable for the Texas weather. We really have some very intense weather here, super hot summers and very harsh winters. So we need some very strong plants to withstand those changes. But as you guys can see, boom, Ficus lyrata for $25. And look at how large these Ficus lyrata are. Our fiddle fig trees. Love the like shine that they have. And you know, for care tips, Ficus lyrata are actually fairly easy to take care of. Some people say they're finicky, but you just need to give them bright indirect light and leave them in a space. Don't move them around, otherwise they will drop their leaves. And then we have a bunch of palms, some majesty palms and some other assorted palms for $16. That is not a bad price at all. Now for anybody growing palms indoors, just remember that you have to give it a lot of bright indirect light. Palms require a lot of light, so make sure that you give it a lot of light, otherwise it will not thrive and grow for you. But I love that right off the bat, HEB already has some large plants like these Ficus lyrata right over here for $25. They're not as large as the $45 ones, but nonetheless, it's awesome that they're bringing these plants in. And you can see these massive majesty palms right over here. These are for $34.97. So not bad. If you want a large foliage plant, definitely go to HEB. This one is in the McKinney location. And then we have some more sago palms right over here for $24.97. What I have discovered is big box stores definitely have a good selection of plants, but you'd be surprised about the plant finds you would find at a grocery store. Like this right here, $59.97. But look at how large these Dracaena mesangiana or cane Dracaena are. Like that's really awesome for that type of price. You would pay a little bit more for a plant that large and well developed. But I found that grocery store plants actually have some really good pricing, especially at Kroger. I will have a video for tomorrow and you will see what I mean. And as always, I will always feature the blooming plants first at the grocery store. So we've got some mini roses right over here. So Valentine's is just around the corner, and so there's a bunch of flowering plants. I do like this planter. That red is really nice. And we have some variegated miniature roses. So we saw some at Trader Joe's, which is another grocery store that we have out in the North Dallas area. But you can see, look at how beautiful the variegation is on this rose. There is a little bit of yellowing on the leaves. And these are the 4-inch potted up plants. These are for $16.99. So it's a little bit pricey. And then obviously those red and purple kalanchoe that we have here. We have some more kalanchoe, and then we also have this really nice peach looking miniature rose as well. I do like the pink pot. That's really cute. And you know, it's a matte finish, so I like that a lot. But look at how beautiful the blooms are. And then we have some more kalanchoe right over here. These are all local Texas sourced plants, so I really like that. So with HEB, they locally source a lot of their plants. They're mostly Max and Miles plants, but then we also have this right here. This is from Blanco, Texas County. These are where they grew these plants. I really think that that's awesome that they are sourcing from just local. You know, we talk about looking at local nurseries and supporting local businesses. It's the same thing with big box stores or even grocery stores. Really nice that they support that. And then right over here, we have a beautiful Alocasia poly. Look at how stunning the leaves are. And the topsoil or the top dressing is the moss. I'm not really a fan of that, but these are for $24.98. And we also have a spathiphyllum or a peace lily right over here. I do like the planter that they're in. And obviously we've been looking at a lot of Riger begonia. These are beautiful. Definitely think that they could grow better outdoors, but I would love to add one of these into my collection. I've already gotten my first blooming plant to grow indoors, and that is an African violet, which you will see later on into this video. But I did want to show you a grocery store video first before we head into a local plant nursery out in Fort Worth, Texas, called Archie's Gardenland. So definitely stick in for the second part. I know most of you guys are into the big box stores and the grocery store plant shopping, but I would urge you guys to continue watching the video. It definitely shows you what kind of plants we have in the Dallas-Fort Worth market and just what plants we have circulating around in the plant market in general. You can see we saw some hydrangeas right over here, and then we have some Kalia lilies, and then now we're going to look at this. So what I love about this is, look at the planter, beautiful matte finish pink and we have a Syngonium right over here. This is a Syngonium Neon Robusta. And then this one is Pretty in Pink. This is the Pretty in Pink collection by Max and Miles. So that's the official plant, name brand that they have for HEB. And we have some type of Tradescanthia right here. Not 100% sure what that is. Now, I'm going to assume this is a Peperomia raisinette. This is one that I ran into at Kroger, which is another grocery store. These plants, I believe, are for $16.99 in these beautiful pink planters. I am a fan of it. Very nice looking Peperomia. I am just a little bit cautious about Peperomia because the watering conditions, it's a little tricky, and they are a little bit more susceptible to spider mites. And then look at this gray one here. I love the gray foliage with the maroon stems, and then also just the planter, the pot itself. I love that delicate pink planter right there. And that's the thing I love about HEB. They really do have some trendy plants for some very cost-effective prices. And I also like the planters they use, at least this one right here. So they have a new series right here, which is Pretty in Pink. They also have like a royalty one. And then right over here, we have a Ficus elastica, either a ruby or Taniki. I'm going to say Taniki right now because there's less red. But look at how beautiful that is in a planter. Definitely love that. And then, with all rubber trees or Ficus elastica, just make sure you give it a lot of bright indirect light. They really do need that. And then we have an oyster plant here. There's a little bit of leaf damage, but look at the undersides, beautiful purple undersides. They also call this the Moses cradle or cradle Moses plant. That's the interesting part about plants. There's just different names for it. And if you can see in the background, there is a Philodendron Ring of Fire, but we'll take a look at that in just a sec. I did want to just show you guys all of the Pretty in Pink series. And as you can see right over here, we have a Philodendron Ring of Fire. This one is beautiful. Look at the variegation of this Philodendron Ring of Fire. Now with Philodendron Ring of Fire, this one is for $21.98. So this is the best value. I know Walmart had some by Growers Bench for like $24.98. So this one, if you have it at local HEB, definitely go here if you want a little bit more cost effective. Now, am I a fan of the planters? No, I feel like they could have gotten a better planter, but look at how lush and full and gorgeous these Philodendron Ring of Fires are. Really love that for HEB. I'm so glad that I am based close by this HEB. So I'm always to give you guys like updates. And that's the thing, plant foldies, or what I call my viewers, you will always get updates from the stores that I shop at or look at. Like for instance, this is a beautiful Philodendron cordatum right over here. You would go to a grocery store, and this one's for $9.99 actually. You would go to a grocery store thinking you're just getting groceries. You'd be surprised about some of the plant finds you'll find. Like for instance, look at how gorgeous this little Tradescanthia is, or I believe this is a Tradescanthia. If it is not, my plant foldies or my viewers, please let me know what the actual plant ID is. I've been learning so much from y'all, and I really appreciate it. And yes, it is foliage. Thank you for correcting my pronunciation. Foliage. And we have another Syngonium confetti right over here. Very nice looking Syngonium confetti. It's got some speckling of pink variegation. I do like this Syngonium, and this one's for $9.99. Not a huge fan though of the planter. I really just wish they would have had like a very sleek, simple planter. I just feel like the textures and stuff, it just really depends on like what your plant vibe is, but it's not for me. We do have an Epipremnum aureum pearls in jade, or pearls in jade pothos. This one is a healthy looking one for $9.99, and it's starting to trail, so I really like that. It's one of my favorite pothos just because the variegation is nice. I do prefer the enjoy. It has a little bit more sectoral variegation. And look at these cute little pink planters of cars. We have another Philodendron cordatum right over here. So while they may not have a lot of plants, the plants they do have are pretty diverse and very cost effective. The pricing is fair, and I love that it's very seasonal. You know, Valentine's is just go around the corner, and I'm glad that these plants are, you know, kind of for the season. You know, if you want to give a Valentine, instead of giving like flowers, give them a plant. And in speaking of plants, look at this Philodendron Pink Princess. Look at how gorgeous it is. Look at that variegation. And I would assume there are probably 3, 4, 5 Philodendron Pink Princess here. These are all by Max and Miles, and these are for $24, I would believe, somewhere around that range. But as you guys can see, Philodendron Pink Princess or Philodendron Urubescens Pink Princess are very readily available these days. I remember back 3-4 years ago, this was a very hot plant. And I would even say the Philodendron Pink Princess we would see back then didn't have nearly as stable variegation. Like, look at how beautiful this variegation is right here. So this is what I would tell you. If you're looking for a Philodendron Pink Princess, so we've seen them at grocery stores, definitely look at your grocery stores, because I believe that's where you'll get the best Philodendron Pink Princess. Look at the variegation. Now, the variegation for Philodendron Pink Princess is highly influenced by its original genetics. So if you find a Philodendron Pink Princess and it doesn't have a lot of variegation, most likely it will not be variegated like some of these gorgeous beauties we have right over here. Like, I want to take all of them, even though I have a lot of Philodendron Pink Princess. I actually got some on clearance at Walmart for $7, and I plan to put at least 3 Philodendron Pink Princess in a planter and have a moss bowl for them to grow up. This one is a beautiful kalanchoe right over here. It's just starting to bloom. And then we have a bunch of like assorted cactuses, and what's really cool is it shows the area. So like hill country, that's really cool that these are like native cacti that grow for Texas. But I just think this is the best probably plant find is the Philodendron Pink Princess. And then we also have this. I'm gonna move the, look at this. This is a Alocasia Pink Dragon. I'm gonna move this money tree right over here, just out of the way, but that is a really nice looking money tree. But look at how beautiful this Alocasia Pink Dragon is, or Pink Princess, whichever one you wanna go to. Very perfect leaves, and look at this. For this one, it's only $15.78. So yeah, this one's gonna go home with me. Sorry, I know I'm breaking my no plant buy, but this is one I'm gonna take to work and grow. I have some windows there, and this one is a really nice one, super healthy, and I love it. Like, if you were in my position, would you buy this Alocasia Pink Dragon? The leaves are large. I love the texture of it, so that's definitely going home with me today. This is going to be my own little Valentine's that I give. I love the pink stems. I haven't had any issues with my Calathea or my Alocasias so far, so I'm doing well. Now, this begonia here is very interesting. I really want to know if this is a Rex begonia or what kind of begonia. That one's for $9.99. So please let me know in the comments, plant folies, if you know the plant ID. But as you can see, I'm going to pan over here. So there are a variety of plants at HEB. You would just be surprised with grocery store plants, though they pretty much consider them floral. But right over here, for instance, this is a Ficus elastica burgundy, and they have a coupon for $1 off. These are for $12.90 or $12.84. And then we have some more bromeliads right over here, but this is actually really cute. This is a legitimate Tradescanthia nanook. Look at that. Tradescanthia nanook has larger foliage. I would love to get a Tradescanthia nanook, and I do like the planter. I wish it was a different color, but look at how cute this is. I really, really like it. Let me know what you guys think about pink plants, because this one right here is for $10 in a 4-inch planter. Yep, this is a nanook. Really, really cool. I know that Trending Tropicals has these available as well, but if you want like a starter plant, this isn't bad at all. And they are easy to propagate. You can literally snip the top of that, put it in some water or directly in the soil, and it will root. Very nice looking plant. I love it. These would be interesting to be put in a hanging basket. And this is a Tradescanthia bubblegum. They call it a bubblegum, but really this is you know, one of those tricolor varieties, but this is a Nanook. So very nice to have that. And then we have some cute little succulents in those pink bags, and then we have a bunch of anthuriums right over here. They're super cute. I never know what the price is for that though. So, oh, actually I think it's $4.98. But anyways, guys, here is the next location. This is Archie's Gardenland. It's a local plant nursery out in Fort Worth, Texas. And I happen to be in Fort Worth, and I wanted to make sure that I got you guys some footage. This is one of the larger ones. Plant nurseries, there's a couple more I wasn't able to reach, but this one is a nice one as well, just because they do have a lot of variety of plants and they have a lot of outdoor plants. So I hope you guys will stick through here and check this out. I was just really happy to be able to go here, especially early in the morning. Plant foldies, let me know what you guys think about all the local plant nurseries that I've been, you know, getting to you guys. I know that I've been getting a lot of Callaway's nurseries and just all sorts of other nurseries. But as you can see, Archie's Gardenland is actually on the same street as Grow Plant Shop. So if you haven't seen the Grow Plant Shop video, Plant Foldies, please check it out. And then we're just gonna walk into their outdoor or their outdoor greenhouse. So as you can see, there's just a lot of plants. We've got large plants. This isn't nearly to the extent as like maybe Plant Keeper with the massive plants, but those are all huge. Ficus benjaminas right over here. They're full-blown trees, and we have the braided ones. We have a philodendron jungle boogie right over here. Look at how beautiful that is. It's actually a fairly large size plant too. Like, I'm all about that. I have the philodendron golden crocodile and the philodendron ring of fire, but I want to definitely get that. And then right over here we have some beautiful philodendron black cardinals. So we talked about like dark foliage plants, and this one's for $24.95. Dark foliage plants, but you know, philodendron black cardinal, there is something special about it just because it does become massive. You just have to get a mature form of it. And then we have some white anthurium blooms right over here, some bromeliads. They've got a little fountain section here, and then they have like a tree form schefflera, variegated schefflera, so that's very nice. I think that's really cool, and they've got it braided up like a I don't know how to pronounce that, but schefflera arboricola trinette, and this is for $45.95 for this tree form braided. That's really cool. I like that a lot. And then you can see as I pan over how many large plants they have right over here. And then we have another Dieffenbachia that we often see at a big box store. I really want to know what the plant ID is for that Dieffenbachia with like the little polka dots in the variegation. But you can see it's a peaceful day today. There's not a lot of people out here. So I was really excited to be able to show you this plant nursery. I visited this plant nursery back in 2020, just like the other Fort Worth ones, and I haven't been able to get back, but we have some anthuriums right here. I do like the white anthuriums, but honestly, I'm a bigger fan of just the foliage, not necessarily the blooms. And then you can see this is a Dieffenbachia right over here. Look at how it starts to get caney, but look at how beautiful that is. The foliage is really large, and it's not as leggy as I thought it would be. And then you can see right next to it is an Aglonema Silver Bay. That is a classic, and then this is like the smaller version of the Aglonema Silver Bay, and this one is for $29.95. That's a little bit pricey, but it's a healthy looking plant nonetheless. And then look at how beautiful this Aglonema Silver Bay is. As common as it is, guys, Aglonema Silver Bay is a classic. If you don't have one in your plant collection, please add one. Guys, if you're a plant foldy, please add an Aglonema into your collection. I would love you guys forever for that. And then we're gonna walk over here. So this is a Balfouriana Aurelia, or a variegated Aurelia. Look at how beautiful this is. And for anybody who hasn't seen my video, I went to a Lowe's and rescued one of these Balfouriana Aurelia, or variegated Aurelia. I got it in the clearance section for $1. And the good news is, the other day I was looking at it, and you know what? There is new growth coming around it. So I definitely want you guys to watch that rescue video, and I'm just really happy because I feel like I'm able to nurse it, and I hope someday I will be able to grow it like this, because like look at how gorgeous the leaves are, and look at how large it gets. I'm hoping that in a year or two I can get that to grow. I don't know. It's not really a fast grower, but it's not a slow grower either. And the variegation is fairly stable. And I also like how it like starts to there starts to develop a trunk and then starts to get woody. Look at that right there. That is super cool. So yeah, super excited to have the variegated Aurelia growing well for me. And, care tips, just make sure you give it bright and direct light, water when the soil is completely dry and you're good. Now this is beautiful. Look at how beautiful this Rex begonia, and it's flowering too, so this is super happy. Now with Rex begonia, guys, you definitely don't want to water the leaves. It's and definitely you don't want to water the stems, because what happens is when you do that, they end up rotting. They like to be on the drier side, and what I've been told is Rex begonia prefer to be bottom watered, so that's what I'm doing. I ended up getting like 3 of them at another local plant nursery called Nicholson Hardy, but look at how stunning this is. So with Archie's Gardenland, they definitely have a lot of plants. I remember going here where they had a lot of like outdoor plants. Right now it's not really in season, and actually they don't have nearly as many indoor plants or house plants, tropical plants, but nonetheless they still have quite a bit to show you guys. Like this one is a Philodendron fuzzy petiole for $59.95. Nice looking one on a trellis, and look at how large the leaves upsize. And that's the thing with aroids and like philodendron especially, you will give the plant the full potential, because if they crawl up a pole, that's kind of like their natural habit. Like this Ring of Fire is for $21.95, so it's actually within reason to a big box store or a grocery plant store. The only thing is, if you notice, the leaves are not nearly as variegated, so it's not really strong variegation. I would go with the grocery store like HEB. And then right over here, we have some beautiful looking spider plants. We've got some that's already trailing with a couple of babies. I find that super cute. This one is for $7.95, and look at how the roots are super healthy for that. I would love to be able to have like a hanging basket and have a bunch of babies just kind of trailing down. I think that would be so cool. I actually spent yesterday rearranging my place. I had a lot of clutter in my houseplant collection, but Plant Foldies, be sure to tune in when I actually give you guys a houseplant tour of my home. I think you guys will like it. I just want to make sure that I have my plants presentable for y'all. Right over here, we have another alocasia. I'm not 100% sure what type of alocasia this is. It doesn't have the pink stem, so it's not like a pink dragon. So for anybody who are like alocasia experts, let me know what the specific alocasia plant ID is. But nonetheless, really gorgeous alocasia. I have been adding more alocasias to my collection. I haven't had any issues with the ones I have so far, so I'm super excited about that. What else do we have here? Look at how gorgeous this place is, right? I love visiting local plant nurseries. And the thing about it is local plant nurseries will have a little bit more prices. The pricing might be a little bit more expensive. Like this Nanthi plant is $16.95, but you're also paying for an extremely healthy looking plant. So that's a plus. And then you're not having to worry so much about pest. This one is an Alocasia shuaata. Nice looking alocasia right over here. And I know that a lot of people are looking at alocasias this year to get variegated ones. I really do think that is going to be the trend. I'm seeing so many different types of variegated alocasia. Honestly, I would love to be able to get one, especially like the alocasia black velvet variegated. But when I saw it last time, it was like $1,000, and I don't quite have that money just yet. Now this is a Philodendron Wixii, however you pronounce that. Aurea, look at how beautiful that is. I haven't seen one actually that's almost semi-mature. I've only seen like starter plants, but look at how beautiful that is. This was a plant that I really considered taking home today, when I was actually filming this, but I refrained from doing so. But maybe I might get that just because I do want to add more of those yellow neon plants. And then this aluminum plant right over here, I actually really like the look of this plant. It's an easy to care for plant. The only thing about aluminum plants or the Pilea plant is you have to trim it back down, otherwise it gets super leggy. But when you trim it back down, you can actually propagate them. Those propagate very easily. And then right over here, we have some syngoniums. They've got quite a bit of foliage right over here. And what else? We've got some more syngoniums around the corner. Now these syngoniums are growing up like a plank. So that's the thing about syngoniums is if they are allowed to attach onto something and crawl up, the leaves size up and start to mature as well. They actually change leaf shapes. It'll get like trilobes versus the arrowhead shape when it starts to mature. This one is a syngonium white butterfly. Very classic syngonium, nonetheless, it's beautiful. And what else do we have around this corner? Plant foldies, let me know what you guys think in the comments or even in the live chat of this like plant nursery tour. I wanted to show you guys different plants and look at this like you see how like this syngonium right over here is starting to trail. You can get a lot of cuttings from it. And then we also have another hanging basket of syngonium. That's pretty cool. We have a Ficus benjamina bonsai. This one is not for sale. It was actually potted in 1982 by Rick Archie. So I don't know if he's the owner, but that is this is a 40-year-old tree. 41-year-old or 42-year-old tree. That is amazing. I love it, love it, love it. Look at this. So I love bonsai, and that's another thing. I was actually into bonsai more so than indoor tropical plants. I wish I could grow them and make some more. Like, I definitely know how to do it. It's just that my Japanese maple just didn't really survive in the very, very hot Texas summer. So I've kind of given up on that for now. And then right over here, we have some Dracaena. I don't know what this Dracaena is, but this is a different one because you can see it has white stripes, like very pronounced white stripes. But I do love the look of it. And then we have a Dracaena lemon surprise right there. We have another bird's nest fern right over here. Some green maranthas. These green maranthas are precious. I actually found them at a grocery store, like a hanging basket for $12.99. So again, I would tell you, grocery stores, they are definitely going to get you better pricing. But local nurseries like this will also give you healthy plants. Look at this beautiful Pachira aquatica or money tree plant. And then like right over here, I have been in the hunt for an Aglonema cutlass. This one is for $19.95. That's not a bad price for a very healthy looking cutlass. You can see this Aglonema doesn't have any leaf damage. I do love the narrow leaves. Let me know what you guys think about this Aglonema. And as I was saying again, anybody that's my viewer or subscriber and you go shopping for plants, if you have an Instagram, please tag me at Growfold and use hashtag Growfold, hashtag PlantFoldy. I want to create a community on IG as well for all of us to connect. And then right over here, we have another Croton Mame. This is for $9.95. That's actually not a bad price for a pretty developed croton. Now with crotons, they definitely need as much bright and direct light. Sometimes they can do direct sunlight, and the more light you give it, the better the variegation is. It will definitely be influenced by that. And right over here is actually a beautiful, very full Ficus triangularis. I love the variegation. It's just a very finicky ficus. This one definitely needs a lot of high bright and direct light. The thing about it is if you move a Ficus triangularis in a space and you move it to a different space, it does become unhappy and will drop its leaves, and it'll just take a little while for it to recover and grow leaves. So just know that acclimation time for Ficus triangularis, you will experience leaf droppage. Just FYI, I've seen it happen, but then they always recover. And then let's see what else we have right over here. We have another Epipremnum aureum on a totem, and then another Ficus triangularis. You can see this one isn't as lush and full, so this one's a little bit more leggy. This one is for $24.95, and then we have this golden pothos right over there. That's nice looking. And then we have some type of fern here. We're gonna pan over here, guys, and take a look at, there's more Pachira aquatica or money tree plants, and then we have a bunch of Aglonema cutlass right over here. These all look great. These are for $19.95. I am going broke going plant shopping and making daily content. For y'all, I'm not complaining, but I'm really needing to try to slow down a little bit on my plant collections, just because I want to buy it all. Like, I mean, do you guys blame me? If you see beautiful plants like this, you can't, help yourself. I did want to show you guys this Aglonema right here. I haven't really seen this aglaonema. This is for 1995. I thought it was a Maria, but it's a little bit different. I'm not 100% sure. It almost reminds me of like a Calathea vittata. And then we have some more Pachira aquatica or money tree plants and some more aglaonema there. Here we have some Peperomia obtusifolia variegatas right over here. Nice size ones, and then I'll pan over the price and you can see that it's actually blooming. You can see those like rat tails as actually the bloom. So it's a happy plant for sure. And I'm just really happy to show this plant nursery. I think if you're ever in the Fort Worth area, definitely check out Archie's Greenland or Gardenland. They have a bunch of plants. Actually, they have way more plants when it's really in season. But you can see right over here, they do have some massive Ficus lyrata and some more different types of plants. Hanging baskets, aeroids, all sorts of like tropical plants that, you know, fit anybody's fancy. There's always something for everybody here. It's just right now, it's a little bit more bare than what I'm used to. Although I will say this is a beautiful hanging basket of Epipremnum aureum pearls and jade. It's already trailing. And then we have some Christmas cactus. We have some Philodendron Brazil. And then we have some more pothos right over here. Neon pothos, absolutely stunning. I love the yellow leaves. And it's an easy to grow plant. This one is for $9.95. Not a bad price at all, and you can see that the leaves are perfect. There's no damage for that. And then we have another Epipremnum aureum neon or neon pothos. It looks like they've sold through a lot, and that one's for $9.95 as well. So very nice looking pothos, very easy to care for. We have another Epipremnum aureum pearls and jade. Look at that. This is for $19.95. A little bit more pricey than what I'm used to. Like I would definitely go to Callaway's Nursery. It's another local nursery if I'm going to buy it. Let me know what you guys think about your favorite pothos though. If anybody will leave comments in the comment section or the live premiere about what pothos are your favorite. Pothos that I really want to get are all of the Japanese hybrids. Pothos that are being sold for like $100 a cutting. They are by the Taruno World series. They were also the ones that were instrumental to the global green pothos. Although I will say this is a really nice looking pothos. This is another pearls and jade pothos right here. You can see that it's pearls and jade because they have some like marbling variegation alongside the sectoral variegation. And we have some regular jade pothos everywhere. And then we have another large money tree plant. And then we have a Philodendron hederaceum Brazil in a hanging basket. That's really nice. I do want to add one. I'm looking for a hanging basket of Rios. Philodendron Rio, and then we have another Ficus Audrey right over there. I do love the Ficus Audrey, and that's in like a tree form. But guys, check this out. This is a Monstera adansonii narrow form. So the leaves are a little bit more narrow, and it's already climbing up this plank. And you can see that the leaves are starting to size up and get larger because the aerial roots have attached to the plank, and it's already wrapped around. You see that that's the roots right over here. That's really cool, and really that is the natural way of like Monstera's adansonii. That's their growth habit, and you actually see larger leaves, and as it crawls up and attaches to planks or whatever it is, the leaves will start to get larger and larger in fenestry. So I think that's really cool. Those are for $45.95. So if you want a totem of that, that's what it is. And then we have a Sansevieria Gold Flame. Look at how beautiful that Sansevieria is. Honestly, I would take this Sansevieria for the beautiful golden variegation. That's one for $49.95. So if you want a cool looking snake plant, look at that. Absolutely stunning. The beautiful yellow golden variegation is all for me. And then we have another Kokedama Christmas cactus. So Kokedama are basically a way of displaying plants in a moss bowl. It's a Japanese form of displaying houseplants. So I think that's really cool. And then we have some more Sansevieria or snake plants right over here. We have some Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess. Like you literally see this everywhere. And this one is for $9.95. Not bad for a full, very healthy looking pot of Crimson Princess Hoya. I know that if you give it more light, you will be able to sun stress and give it some more like pink variegation. I think that's super cool. And then right over here, we have some more cactus, and we have another Hoya carnosa. I'm not 100% sure what Hoya this is. So for my plant foldies, my viewers, you guys are experts. Let me know in the comments the plant ID. Let me know what kind of Hoya you want to see in future videos. I'm trying to get a larger selection of plants because not everybody is into aglaonemas or syngoniums like me, and I typically want to show you all of that, but there are a variety of plants that I feel like I need to show the viewers. And again, I'm so thankful that you guys continue to watch my videos. I try to get you guys plant shopping videos daily, like this right here. I want to show you guys that cactus. That one is for $59.95. But you know, the thing about plant blogging and just having a plant YouTube is definitely, you know, your followers, your subscribers really help with the YouTube algorithm. So all of you guys tuning in into the live chats, you know, commenting, liking, it helps push my content out to more plant enthusiasts. So, you know, I really appreciate everybody. As Luke, one of my plant foldies, says in the live chat, smash that like button. It really does help. It gets our community to grow, and I'm able to engage with even more people. So I just wanted to, you know, give you guys a little bit of a blurb on that, how thankful I am. And this week I'm going to work very hard to try to get you at least one video, but maybe start to stretch myself and get two. This right over here is a Dracaena Limelight. We saw the larger forms at Callaway's Nursery, but that's how they are in juvenile form. And then for all of my Hoya compacta lovers, this is a Hindu rope for $24.95 or $29.95. One of the it's $24.95. You can see that is a nice full 6-inch plot of Hoya compacta. But look at this. Here is another Hoya compacta variegata, the variegated Hindu rope. Nice looking one. I've seen people grow this up on a pole and they look really cool. That's just a really good looking Hoya. The only thing is with Hoya compacta, if you get mealybugs, it is a nightmare to get them off, for sure. Like it's kind of crazy because they just crawl into those little crevices. And then right over here, we have a Discidia, variegated Discidia right over here. Very nice looking Discidia. Love it, love it. And we're going to walk over here and we're going to look at some more plants. We've got some hanging baskets. We've got some Thenanthe. This is one of my favorite Thenanthes. I've talked about this before. This is a Thenanthe Gray Star. Proven Winners has released these Thenanthes in like Home Depot specifically, and I do love it. I know that this is, I think, for like $95 for a large leaf plant. There is a little bit of leaf damage though, some brown edging, and that's either due to humidity or the water. Now with Thenanthe, Calathea, Maranthas, Stromanthes, player plants, I would highly recommend just watering them with like bottled water. They don't do as well with with water that you get from the faucet, like hard water. And then right over here is a propagation place. I guess they're rooting in progress. So this is a nursery that propagates their own plants. You can see right over here they have a Philodendron Pink Princess. It's okay, but as you can see, the variegation is way different than what you would see at a grocery store. And we have some junipers right here, some pre-bonsai material. And then we also have a Philodendron verrucosum right over here. I do like how tall that plant is, and look at that. It's pretty lush already. Definitely cute looking philodendron. Definitely requires a little bit more humidity. I love the velvety texture of the leaves though. And if you didn't see already, that huge ponytail palm. We've got a bunch of palms actually around this corner. And we just have a lot of plants. So plant foldies, let me know what you guys think so far about all the plants I featured at this plant nursery. And look at that, that is a very mature ponytail palm. And then we're gonna walk by some bird's nest fern. I would say my favorite bird's nest type fern would be the hurricane. If you haven't seen that, that was in the Callaway's Nursery. And then we have this for $39.95. These are cardboard palm. I would never think this was a palm. I would thought it was like maybe like a ficus, but I really think that that's super cool that we have a cardboard palm. And this is for $29.95. That's not bad for this large leaf. Very nice looking right here, and you would just need to make sure that you do give it bright indirect light. All palms need a lot of light, so just remember that they're not very low light tolerant plants. And then what else do we have here? We have a syngonium. Syngoniums are really cool. I still think that they are underrated plants and wish more people would grow them. And what else do we have here? We're gonna pass by those Monstera Adansonii. There's more people shopping now, so I'm gonna try to not be in their way. But look at these beautiful Philodendron black cardinals, and then these massive Ficus lyrata right over here, or fiddle fig leaf trees. You can get these size ones though at a grocery store like H-E-B for $45. And then right over here, it's our favorite, guys, a Dracaena Tornado or Hurricane. This one is for $16.95. That's not bad. I have the variegated form. This one is just the green form, but look at how cool that is. Like, you guys, are you guys a fan of this Dracaena? I am definitely a huge fan, and what I love about it is its easy care. It can tolerate lower light conditions. It doesn't require a lot of water, and it's not really pest susceptible. So there's a lot of good things going on with that. Right over here, we have an African milk tree for $29.95. So it's some type of euphorbia, I believe. I do love the purple, maroon, magenta foliage on it. Very nice. I know that it will require a lot of bright indirect light or full sun. And then we have some Kalanchoe, white blooming ones, and we have a euphorbia Grantii for $29.95. That's actually pretty cool as well. I like how the leaves are darker at the very top and lighten as it grows. So that's really cool. And obviously the Kalanchoe, I didn't realize that Kalanchoe were basically a succulent that blooms. So that's pretty cool. And then we have another Ficus lyrata right over here. Do any of you guys actually grow like fiddle leaf trees in your home? I know that it was such a big trendy plant a couple years back. And then right over here, we have an Epipremnum aureum mature form. So if you think about all those like pothos that are trailing in a hanging basket, this is what it looks like when you let it grow in the wild, how they grow in the wild. They get very massive stems, and then their aerial roots just attach. Like, basically, this is a different plant. Can you imagine how large these leaves are? They're huge. And that's basically just a regular pothos that was able to attach its aerial roots to get more nutrients, and then they just start to get very large. Here is just a regular Hoya carrii, beautiful looking one. I do love the heart shape, and I've been seeing a lot of Hoya carrii, just like the heart. Obviously, it will never really root and grow, but it can last for a while. And then right over here, we have some more Epipremnum aureum or mature form pothos. This is just a jade pothos, but you can see even fenestrates as it gets higher up. And I just think that's super cool. Look at that. These are giving you all sorts of jungle vibes. Those are aerial roots. And right over here, we have a Philodendron hederaceum lemon lime. Same thing with this Philodendron lemon lime. If you let it attach to a wall or a tree, it can get as large as leaves like right here. That's super cool, isn't it? And then right over here, we have a very mature Monstera deliciosa. Look at this. Look at how massive this is, and you can see, look at those aerial roots. They are attaching to the wall. They are just crawling everywhere, and you can see that this is really what it looks like in the wild. So for everybody who has like a cute Monstera deliciosa, just know that if you give it the right conditions, it can get as large as this, and you can see that it's actually mature and has fruit. It's bearing fruit. So that's super cool. And look at how large it is. Look at the fenestration of it. So for anybody who hasn't really seen a Monstera deliciosa like very mature and old like this, you've got to see it in person. They are super massive, and I am a huge fan of it, although sometimes I wish that the juvenile leaves would maintain, just because I find them super cute as well. And then we have some more Aurelia here. I believe this is a black Aurelia. I do love the dark foliage right over here. I'm all about the black plants. They're super cool. Definitely want to collect the black plants and also the neon yellow plants. But here is another Aurelia right over here. With Aurelia, they do need a little bit more bright and direct light, but they're not really fussy. They can be spider mite prone, so just stay on top of making sure you're inspecting your plants. And then we have another sort of euphorbia there, and then we have another Aurelia. And then this is gorgeous. This is a mature Alocasia pink dragon, and you see how beautiful the pink stems are. Like, I am so glad that I was able to find one for $15.98 at HEB. And then we have another Alocasia poly right over here. Now both of these plants are for $24.95. Not a bad price for them, but I would definitely go with the Alocasia pink dragon. I feel like the poly just always ends up getting spider mites for some reason, but nonetheless, they are a beautiful plant. This one is a Ming Aurelia for 195 cents. That's kind of pricey for an Aurelia, but you know, if you really want a more mature form one, you can get that. And then right over here, we have a Dracaena. So now with this Dracaena, I would love to know this Dracaena's plant ID, because I really do like the variegation of this one specifically. It does grow pretty tall. This one is for $24.95, but I really like it because even in lower light conditions, you will still get that stable variegation, and I just think it's really beautiful. And then right over here, we have some Ficus elastica ruby. We've got a nice Philodendron Paraiso right over here. Not a bad one at all. Now with the Philodendron Paraiso, it is its variegation is more influenced by the temperature. So if it's hotter and you give it bright and direct light, it will get more variegation. And then right over here, we have some Amaryllis. I actually had some Amaryllis that bloomed for me. I ended up chugging it though, just because the blooms are done, and like I didn't want to be patient about like planting the bulb down into the ground. This is probably one of my better plant finds at Archie's Gardenland, is these Philodendron Moonlight. So we always talk about how beautiful Philodendron Moonlight are. And then this one is actually for $35.95. Very good price. I would actually pick this up today. Very good price. Look at how beautiful that neon yellow green color is. And this one's actually blooming. It looks happy. These are the ones that you would see at Lowe's or Lowe's with the live trends. You know how they're in those nice planters and they sell them for like 24 something. But you can actually get something even more mature and more developed. So that's really cool. And then right over here, we have another Dracaena marginata for $24.95. But you see how it's got an interesting looking twisting around it. That's really cool. And then this one right over here is a very nice looking Dracaena. I want to see what the Dracaena name is. This is Dracaena Kiwi. That's a really nice looking Dracaena. I have never seen one that like thin, but I did want to go over here again and show you guys this beautiful Philodendron Moonlight. Part of me wants to take it home, but again, I need to make sure about my space conditions. I do like that Philodendron Moonlight will retain its color even in lower light conditions. It just wouldn't do as well. And this is another cool like Dracaena marginata. I do like the purple leaves right over here. This is a stump, and this one is for $129.95. It's a little pricey, but it's also a nice looking plant, so I don't blame them. And then we have some more variegated Chifleras right over here. Love that. I saw a bunch of those actually growing when I outdoors in people's like patios and even in the landscape in New Orleans of all places. And they were absolutely stunning. I do like this variegated Chiflera. Maybe would love to add it. Although I would say with variegated Chiflera, you definitely need to give it a lot of bright indirect light. And then we have right over here in Aglonema Sparkling Sarah. I ended up getting one of these actually at Plant Keeper. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at that Sparkling Sarah Aglonema. Definitely want to go show you some more Aglonema, but I wanted to pan over here and show you guys how beautiful this variegated Chiflera is. You know, care tips for Chiflera, just give it some bright indirect light. Make sure that you don't overwater it. And right over here, we have some more pink Aglonema. I'm not 100% sure of the plant IDs though. That's the thing about Aglonema. They're very similar. You have to really look at the details in terms of like their stem color, their variegation, their leaf shape. There's just a lot to it. This is really cool though. These are hanging baskets of Calathea burley marxii. Very nice looking hanging basket of Calathea. They look like a bunch of feathers. Very nice. I really need to add that to my collection. So just as much as I've gotten over the fear of growing alocasia, I'm even growing a Hedera helix, guys, Hedera. I'm now pronouncing it correctly. I was calling it Hedra, although I kind of want to keep calling it Hedra. There are some plants that I've added to my collection just because the care, I haven't had any issues so far. Right over here, we have an Aglaonema red Siam. That's a little bit expensive though for $29.95. Beautiful Ficus triangularis. And then we have some more plants in this corner. I'm gonna walk over here and show y'all this. I mean, you can see that there are some cyclamen right over on that table, but we're gonna look at some African violets, some more monsteras, and see what you guys think. I am looking at this. This is a Philodendron Xanadu for $29.95. These are not bad at all. Look at how cute the leaves are. And they do get, they spread. And then we have some more African violets here for $9.95. That's not bad. That one has some variegated blooms, and we just have some regular blooms right over here. I do like the blooms, guys. I might end up getting an African violet today. This one's for $21.95. These are not African violets. I forgot what they were called, but they have similar care tips. And then we have some more Monstera deliciosa right over here. It's actually growing fairly large, not as mature as the other one, because the other one had some massive fenestrations. And what else do we got going over here? We've got some more African violets growing under a grow light. This one is an interesting one. And we have some more Monstera deliciosa leaves right over here. The sun is finally starting to come out, so I'm glad. It was a little bit gray and gloomy, but it's in perfect time for me to capture this. Do you guys see what I am about to walk up to? I'll show you in a minute. But we do have this Ficus Ali. I've never seen a Ficus Ali. Look at how beautiful the leaves are. Very narrow. It is a full-blown tree. You already know if it's a Ficus, it's going to need a lot of light. And then we have some type of creeping plant that's just kind of grown up. But do you see what I am about to show you? That is a very large croton. And then right over here, we have another type of philodendron. Look at how beautiful the leaves are right over here. Absolutely stunning. I love how it just starts to mature and even fenestrate even more. I do like the texture of the leaves as well. And it's not variegated, but it's, nice and green and full, and it's got all of it's just a very healthy looking plant. And that's the thing about plants, guys. Even if it's not variegated, green plants are still need all the love. But look at this. Have you guys ever seen a croton this large? This is a typical croton petra, but it is a full-blown colorful tree, and the light hitting it is amazing. You can see that it's actually blooming. Isn't that amazing? Like, I don't even know how old this tree is, but it has to be a very old croton. So you can see that croton in it, if you let it grow, it is just stunning. Look at all of the different leaves, the different textures. And right now it is, getting the most light. I would think that this would be able to survive in full sunlight. It might even prefer it. But look at how cool that is. Have you guys ever seen something like that? Obviously, this is not for sale, but I just love looking at it. These are one of the plants alongside with the, mature pothos. These are what they look like when they're juvenile. Like, that's the same plant. These are just the croton petras, the ones that you'll see by Costa Farms, exotic angels that are being sold for like a 3.5-inch planter for like $5.98. And then right here we have Rapis palm. I love that palm. It's actually one of my favorite palms. But look at that. You have a bunch of crotons and just that Rapis palm. This one is actually a really cool croton. My grandmother has it. This one is a sloppy painter croton. Look at that. It looks like somebody just splattered paint. I don't understand why a lot of people hate crotons, though. I've been given messages that they didn't really want to see crotons, or crotons are not their thing, but how could you not like crotons? I know that the care tip is a little bit more finicky. They will drop their leaves if they're not happy. That's what happened with my import from Indonesia. It dropped all its leaves literally, and I'm just waiting for it to recover. But look at that. Look at that, and it's actually like blooming. So that's the thing, plant foldies. I know we look at big box stores, grocery store shopping, but I want to show you guys the mature forms of these plants that we take in our homes as house plants. That is what a true specimen plant would look like, and I would hope that you guys would be able to see this if you're ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then we're going to walk through this little forest of Ficus benjamina right over here. The thing about Ficus benjamina is you can grow them indoors if you don't give enough light. It's finicky. It will drop all of its leaves. The moment you give it light, it will start to grow again. So just FYI on that. And we're going to walk over here. This is another Philodendron Pink Princess. This one is not for sale, but you can see that there is some decent variegation. Honestly, this Philodendron Pink Princess, look at that one. That's really nice. Love that leaf, you know, the variegation on it. This Philodendron Pink Princess looks to be a non-tissue cultured Philodendron Pink Princess. Number one, because of just the variegation of the leaves. And then just number two, it would take a little bit longer for a Philodendron Pink Princess to grow up this moss pole and mature like that. I did want to show you this. Look at this highly variegated Ficus taniki. That's absolutely stunning as well. I love that, and it's just giving me all the best things that a Ficus taniki can offer, and that's that cream variegation. And I just want to walk over here again and admire this variegated Aurelia or Baforiana Aurelia. And we're going to walk over here. We're about to finish up this plant tour, but I did want to show you guys these beautiful African violets. So these African violets are actually, this is the flamboyant. This is by Lone Star Violets. This is for $21.95, but look at how beautiful it is. It is definitely flamboyant. I do like the variegation of the leaves. That's super cool, and it's not a bad price at all. I know at Nichols and Hardy they were a little bit more expensive. I did want to show you this. This one's for $9.95. I'm going to get this. I've decided, like, point blank, I have never seen an African violet with this type of green on green variegation, and I do love the beautiful blooms as well. But honestly, when the blooms go away, just the variegation of this African violet is enough for, you know, continued interest on the foliage. I definitely want to get this for $9.95. That is not bad at all. So you guys are seeing it for the first time. I will be adding a blooming plant to my houseplant collection. And then I did want to show you this. This is Bunny Hop, and this one is for $5.95. I would also buy this one because look at how beautiful the purple foliage is, but more so the variegation on the leaves. So I think I am going to check out Lone Star Violets. They do supply a lot of African violets to a lot of local plant nurseries in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. But this one is also a Hawaiian lei. That's really cool right over here. Does anybody like grow African violets exclusively, or do you have some YouTube channels you guys, my plant foldies, can recommend? I would love to start looking at African violets. And obviously this is not an African violet, but it's some kind of other plant that's similar to African violets. But I do like their selection of African violets, and it looks like we have some more right over here. Actually a good amount of African violets. I may be thinking about having a shelf full of African violets and having some grow lights. So we'll see what that all looks like. But we have different kinds right over here, and these are all for $9.95. That is not bad at all. So do you guys think that I really should get that one African violet? I feel like it had the best looking foliage out of all of them. Like, this one is a really cool one. This one is for $9.95. I believe this is the flamboyant, the smaller version. That's another one I probably would get in the future. But look at all of that. That's really nice. I know that African violets are a different type of plant to grow. I know that their leaves don't, you know, want a lot of water, otherwise it'll rot. But yeah, and I just wanted to show you guys the inside of this plant nursery. They've got a lot of like different planters and just decorative stuff. Look at that Ficus lyrata over here. That's actually not a real one, and it's interesting because it's right in front of the window. And yep, I went ahead and broke down and got this beautiful African violet. I hope you guys like this plant tour of Archie's Gardenland, and I will send you guys some more videos all this week. I'm working on some new content, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you on the next one. Bye.